All right, so in this video, we're going to go over CallRail reports. So once you get logged into CallRail, you'll see on the side here, there's a little button where it says RA, which means roadside assistance. You can see your profile, your account setting, users, notifications, whatnot. But what we're looking for here is this tab that says Analytics, and we're going to click Reports. So here you can look at reports for calls that come in through your different numbers, whether you can name your numbers, whatever you want to name them. So I have a print ad running, I have a Knoxville number running, and I have the Cardenas Roadside number running that are bringing in calls all under this business. You have to specify that because you can set up different companies in here. Right now we're looking just at one company. You can choose custom dates, recents, today's, all the little presets that they have there. And then you can do a 50-50 attribution. You can look at first touch. So first touch means that you have how many raw leads you have. You can see that there. 38 raw leads. Those are new, never been touched before. Lead creation, attribution. You can see where they come from. 50-50 gives you raw leads versus qualified leads, I believe is what we're getting here. If you look there, qualified attribution. I don't think I gotta adjust my date range on that. Let's just go a little bit wider on that, and then you can see raw, qualified, raw leads, qualified leads. So we've got that there. Then a W-shape attribution. It's just the side-by-side looking like this for different phone numbers that you have set up over the year. You can add filters. So you can add filters like I want calls. You can add, well, we're out of filters to add there. But you can add filters so you can just look at calls, or you could say, I want to look at text messages. We don't really do too much with text messages, so we're going to stay out of there. So that's your lead attribution. You can do, we're not using the form tracking lead center stuff here. So we'll go to call attribution here. What we're looking at here this year, we're showing by source. We can show by keywords, campaigns, landing pages, whatever you have set up. You can do total, qualified, first time callers. You can look at your average call. You can do a pie chart. You can look at the weeks. You can look at the months. However you want to do it. There's a lot of different stuff, and this is really stuff that again, you can add filters over here, all kinds of different stuff, and we'll get into a lot of this stuff as well as we go on. So we're not going to get into text. We don't mess with that. So we're going to do calls by number. You can see how out of the phone numbers that we've gotten calls on here, how many we've gotten, the average duration. That one's really high because there was only one call. I set that up specifically for a phone call. I just haven't deleted it yet. You can go totals, you can go weeks. You can use this information to kind of determine, say for instance, you're a smaller business and you're looking at hiring a dispatcher. I use CallRail because I can set up multiple numbers. It's fairly inexpensive. It's like $4.50 a month per number now. I have an older account, so I have the numbers, I think, at $4, but it's like $4.50 a number right now. Don't quote me on that. Just check it out, CallRail. I can give you a link if you want. Just shoot me a message or a comment down below, and I'll post something. And it gives you a way to track your incoming callbacks. So hold on a second. The dog's barking. Okay, I think we're past that. Let me get rid of this for a second here. There we go. So you can look and see, okay, I know that we're looking at time periods here. Let's go weeks. We got too much data here, so let me go recent last 30 days plus today. Then maybe we can get down into days, which is really helpful. So You can go here and you can see Sunday, a lot of activity. Monday, not so much. Tuesday, up. Wednesday's down. Thursday, it starts to climb to the weekend, and it kind of comes down. And you'll start to see patterns. And based on that information, you can make some decisions on when you need to maybe staff a dispatcher. You can also go and look here. No, maybe we're not there yet. We'll get there though. And I'll show you how you can kind of do it by time and day, and you can set up custom reports like I've done over here. You can check calls by company if you have different companies set up. You can get into calls by agent. So these are outgoing calls. You're also able to use the app on your phone to place calls going out. Let's see what else we got here. Calls by tag. So we can set up tags on calls, and we'll go over how that works in the activity video. Give it a second here to do its thing. Okay, there it goes. So you can kind of get a visual of where your calls are coming from, missed calls. You can do that visually, or you can do like a bar graph, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. You can say, let's look at answered calls. Sorry, I have the slowest internet in the world out here. Okay, so that loaded up there. We got calls that have been answered. And I'm not going to load all these, but you can see average duration, first time callers. There's a lot of different ways that you can look at this. You can look at calls through by day and time, which is what I was talking about a minute ago, where you want to look at your data and make decisions based on when you need to have people working, what hours they need to be working, so that you're maximizing your dollar. If you've got a dispatcher, you need to know when it's the most important. Like, you may want to start them at 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. if that's your busy time. But if you have the data, then you can figure out what works for you and your business. I know for us, I said 11 to 7 because that's usually a pretty busy time for us. And if we can look here, you can see sometimes we get, like, over the last 30 days, we've gotten 8 calls at 6 a.m. 5 a.m. pretty dead. 7, 8, a little busier. 9, a little busier. 11, 12, you can see how it starts to come up here. So our kind of peak time is, if we were going to have somebody on here, would be good to have them from 11 to 7, because that's a pretty busy time overall. There's some busyness here too. Like I said, it's just going to depend, but if you can look at your data, you can figure out when do you need to have someone and when can they be off, when can you maybe pick up the slack if it's just you. Hiring your first dispatcher, whatever the case may be. You can run reports looking at missed calls, and then you can go, okay, so yeah, missed calls. When am I missing calls? Okay, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. So maybe this is the time when you need to stop and look and say, what do I need to do here in order to not miss those calls? Because that's a substantial amount of missed calls. Like, I need to do something here. This is what I know by looking at this, is I need to do something here, because my average call is around $70. And if you want to just do some simple math here, $70 times 104 calls just in the last 30 days. That's, sorry, I haven't looked at this report yet. Recently, that's like $7,000. So something's got to give here. I got to make some changes here. But if you don't have this data, you can't make those decisions. You don't know. Oh yeah, I missed a call here, I missed a call there, or I had a couple missed calls. Yeah, but over 30 days, look what that adds up to. 104 missed calls. That's ridiculous. You can create custom reports here. You can, do stuff like logs by company, by number. Get in here and play with it and check it out if this is something that you're interested in doing. You don't have to. I don't make any money from CallRail or anything like that. You can set up your custom reports like I've done here with some of the contracts that we have with motor clubs, and get in here and see a Giro calls by day and time, and you can look at, say, calls by tags. So I can look at my Giro calls and say, when it loads, I can at least. Yeah. Anybody knows how to get internet out in the country? Comment down below, please, because this is killing me. So we're back here. You can see a Giro calls by tag. So you can see I'm getting most of my calls are coming from, and I tag each individual number that I get calls from. They have automated numbers. They have a number they call out of Clarksville, and then they have a number they call out of Tucson. So I can see that a large majority of the calls I get dispatched come from Tucson, with Clarksville picking up the slack and very few automateds. You can create custom reports however you want in here for the different motor clubs that you have. You can rename these, you can duplicate them, you can say, I want to delete this report. You can also edit the columns here for which information you want to show in there. And then you can also export to Excel, PDF, or you can print here, so you can take your data and go play with it in a spreadsheet if you want to. When it comes to the reports, that's pretty much what we got to cover here. So I'm going to wrap this one up. If you want to go ahead and subscribe and like below, awesome. If not, that's totally cool too. Not already using Towbook, there's a link below there. I do get a free month of Towbook for everybody that signs up with my little link there. So if you want to help me out, go for it. If not, cool. Towbook's awesome. Best software I've found for roadside and towing to date. Thanks for watching.